Philadelphia is a vibrant city with a lot of rich history. It is a perfect getaway to everything that the Northeast has to offer, and it has been growing tremendously beyond the city into the suburbs. We've seen these patterns, the shifting patterns of moving further north and west of the suburbs, where we've seen population growth, housing growth, job growth, and more. So I have lived in this area for 30 years. This is Bella Vora, helping people buy and sell homes for 15 years now in these northwestern suburbs of Philly. I believe this is one of the best places to live. These are my 6 favorite cities that I'm going to share with you. I believe they're a perfect combination of a relaxed suburban lifestyle and yet being close to all the action that Philadelphia and the neighboring big cities have to offer. So without further ado, these are my 6 cities that I'm going to share with you today and the reasons why I think they're the best places to live. So in no particular order, we'll start talking about these cities. My first city is Chester Springs. The very name evokes gentle, lush green rolling hills and a lot of open preserved land. If you're looking for 100-plus-year-old stone houses, this is where you would find them. Large horse farms, in fact, the rich Philadelphians would have their country homes here, and you would see large acreages that they owned and their horse farms when they had to escape, the heat of the city. That 401 is a major artery here, and it brought people from Philadelphia, and the horse buggies used to travel all the way through to Lancaster County. If you're into outdoorsy stuff, you're into walks and hikes and trails, and you're into ski slopes, which are not too far away, and there's a couple of lakes where you could go boating, fishing, there's some streams. If that explains what you would like to do in your suburban lifestyle, then Chester Springs is for you. But mind you, you're not too far away from all the urban stuff as well, because you're right off the turnpike and can get into New York City for a 9 a.m. meeting if you need to, or up through to Allentown. Chester Springs is a little further away from the train lines, so if you have a commute, it would make sense to get on the turnpike, which is easily accessible from Chester Springs. But if you have to take the train, you're a little too far away for a daily commute into the city. Chester Springs has its share of local mom and pop restaurants and stores and farmers markets and creameries and distilleries, breweries. Yet all the urban activities like the music shows or a Broadway show or plays would be in the city of Philadelphia, which is about an hour and 20 minutes away depending on traffic. So I feel it's the best combination where you have the nature and the peace and quiet and yet the urban access at the same time. That's what makes it one of the top cities in my opinion. The recent growth has also been because of the school district. The Downingtown School District is a very popular school district with its STEM Academy, which is a public school that the kids can apply and go to. And that has been one of the main reasons for the local population growth around here. We have, great commutes to pharma, IT industry, pharma companies, educational institutions, and healthcare facilities that, are the job providers in this area. So Chester Springs, 19425, one of the best places to live in the Philadelphia suburbs. The next city we're going to talk about is Exton. Exton is a thriving metropolis. About 30 years ago, when I first moved to the area, there was a sign there that said the village of Exton. Well, it's not a village anymore. It has seen tremendous growth in the last few years. My office has been in Exton for the 15 years that I have been doing real estate. Anywhere in Exton, you're not more than 5 minutes from all the activities, to the train stations, to the doctor's offices, to kids after school activities or any shopping. For any needs, you have everything within Exton, which is a very convenient location. So Exton is the 19341 zip code. It has grown tremendously, as I mentioned, in the last few years. There are 3 different school districts that have that zip code as the address. So you could be in Exton and be in the Great Valley School District, you could be in Exton and be in the Westchester School District, and you could have an Exton address on your home and be in the Downingtown School District. So it's a pretty spread out area, and it is a very convenient location for many things. A few negatives, if I have to mention any, would be it has become home to a lot of chain restaurants and stores. As with all urban development, you get a Walmart, you get a Marshalls and Home Goods, or a dollar store. So it is not as quaint as the nearby cities, yet we all need some of those shopping and other avenues, and the access. So, hey, good schools, great access to all of this. It makes it one of the best cities in the Philadelphia suburbs, in my opinion. From all the shopping and restaurants and such, we also have the Chester County Library there. It is one of my favorite places to be. We have the Chester Valley Trail, so don't think of it only as a metropolis. We have our walking trails and golf courses not too far away, and other entertainment avenues, and the Marsh Creek Lake, which is not too far away. So there is access to a lot of other things, outdoorsy stuff as well, besides the city life. And we're still only about an hour away from Philadelphia and everything that Philly has to offer. So if you are an Exton dweller, if you've been living in the Exton area, please share what your favorite things were all these years, and are you as excited about the Trader Joe's that's coming up soon? Downingtown is my next city that I will explore as one of the best places to live in the Philadelphia suburbs. It is the 19335 zip code. It is one of the ones that's really dear to me because it has been on my address for the past 30 years. My kids went through the Downingtown school systems, were at the STEM and graduated from the STEM Academy. I would joke with the principal at back to school nights, I don't know what you're doing with my kids here, but you're doing some amazing things for the home values here. So Downingtown saw a lot of growth, partly due to the school district, and there's a lot of cookie cutter neighborhoods made by big builders. So if that's not your scene, maybe Downingtown isn't the place for you. The tiny lots, but young homes and more modern, homes. In the last 20 years, that growth has seen some tremendous attraction of, people moving in from the city, from New Jersey, from New York, who want a good school district and suburban living, and yet access to the big city. So Philly as a city is very, very accessible, less than an hour away. Train stations are close by, but we still have our, outdoorsy nature as well. The downtown Downingtown area has been revived, and we've seen a lot of growth in mom and pop stores and restaurants. We have the famous Struble Trail and the Marsh Creek Lake nearby for our, outdoorsy stuff. So Downingtown has tremendous history as well. It has some old historic homes, and that old library building used to be a part of the Underground Railroad. So it's fascinating to learn some of that. It has grown in the last few years, and so the downtown has seen a lot of new mom and pop restaurants and stores. We love the Kimberton Whole Foods, which is a great local mom and pop that we like to support. There is some, breweries. Victory Brewery is Downingtown's claim to fame. The Pima Pills Golden Monkey became popular all over the country. It was a small, tiny brewery in Downingtown, and now it has grown like crazy. Locals are very, very proud of it. The Struble Trail along the Brandywine River is one of the most scenic places you could ever walk in any season at any time. We have our share of golf courses and farmers markets as well. It's a great place to be. This is the 19335 zip code. The train station is moving. Recently, there were some plans, and it is going to be put into action in the next few years. The old station is moving just about 3/4 of a mile away. For the locals who would like to learn more, please share in the comments. I will be happy to do a whole video on the train station and what it's going to look like and all the changes we can expect as a result of it. So if you're interested in learning more, please let me know, and I'm happy to do a whole video on that train station. But we're very excited to be connected to Philly and see that growth around us. And 30-year resident of Downingtown, one of the best places to live in the Philly suburbs. Let's talk Westchester. That is my next city as one of the best places to live in the Philly suburbs. Westchester is known for two really important things. One is the Westchester University. That's our local university, which is doing really, really well. And you see a lot of young crowd over there, and it makes you feel young and energized because we have a university in our midst. And the other thing about Westchester is its downtown area. So if you're the kind who would like to walk down, a downtown area and check out, do some window shopping or some actual shopping in the small boutique stores, and grab some lunch or dinner at one of the local restaurants, which are all mom and pop, and really see them spill out onto the streets for, when the weather is good out here in spring and summer. There are times when they even close down the main street, and it's a great place and a festive atmosphere to just see it all come alive in the evening. So if that is your scene, Westchester is the one. There are 2 zip codes here, 19380 and 19382. The town is much older, and so there are some older homes over here, and with the larger acreages. So if that's something that you're interested in, Westchester is a good place to be. Thanks to all the commercial activity that happens in Westchester, their taxes have been historically very low. Westchester is a big town, and so it straddles, 2 counties, Delaware County and Chester County. In terms of things to do, one of my favorite places is the Helicopter Museum in Westchester. I highly recommend you visit it. And if you have, please share your comments below. I would love to hear what you love about the Westchester area. Westchester also has the Chester County Hospital, which is one of the best health care that you can get in the area. And a lot of 55 plus homeowners have chosen to make this their home. We have many 55 plus communities in the local area where, that migration patterns of snowbirds moving to the warm southern states has sort of, slowed down a little bit because we had some really not so severe winter months here. So people love the 4 seasons. People want to be close to the children and the grandchildren, and they're choosing to stay local instead of moving out of the area because this area has so much to offer. One of my favorite towns that I will talk about now is Phoenixville. It is a young, vibrant town. It has risen from the ashes, literally. It used to be a lot of steel mills in the area that supplied steel all over the country for all the railroad tracks. And that industry just died and the mills closed down, and it was a coast decrepit town. It's fascinating to read the history and how it has actually come back from the dead, kind of like the phoenix, rising from the ashes. The locals love to tell that story. They even have a Firebird festival every year where they actually burn a Firebird and celebrate that history of Phoenixville. As you walk downtown, you will see large murals on the walls, a lot of mom and pop, nice little restaurants and stores. One of my favorite places in the downtown area happens to be the Colonial Theatre. This is not just a theater that hosts music shows or movies. It is, I believe, the Phoenixville lifestyle. They have TED Talks over there, or they have, they show Oscar shorts. They engage with the community in ways that a regular theater doesn't. And the building itself is an amazing piece. It is definitely a must visit. I'm not going to tell you more. Nearby, Phoenixville has been on the banks of the Schuylkill River, so you also have some outdoorsy fun things to do, canoeing and fishing and, down the river. Phoenixville has its shares of, farmers markets and local bookstores. And one more thing about the Colonial Theatre I forgot to mention, the Blob Fest. So if you're a local and have taken part in the Blob Fest, please let us know in the comments below. This is a phenomenal local tradition where people run out of the theater. You have to see it for yourself. It is definitely a great experience. And they have all these cool Mrs. Roper's Club. They have all these people dressed up in drag that meet once a year, and they spill onto the streets in the downtown area. It is a very friendly neighborhood, lots of bars and restaurants, attracts a lot of the young people. The housing has been tremendous, has seen some tremendous growth in the area. The older homes are historic homes which are being preserved by the Historical Society, but the newer ones that are coming up, they're stacked a little taller because of the lack of space. But if you wanted something young and urban, that's where you can find it as well. Phoenixville, not quite connected to the train lines into the city, but there is a station there which they're going to revive, and in the next 10 years, we're likely to see the train line that will connect it to the city, and then that will make it even more popular. There's a lot of shopping nearby, King of Prussia not too far away, and there's the Limerick outlets here. So if you want to do some outlet shopping, that's the place for you. So Phoenixville is just a few minutes from the Malvern area, and you can drive about 20 minutes and catch the train from Malvern into the city. So it's okay for commutes as well. That area has seen a lot of the pharma companies. All the top pharma companies are in the nearby Oaks, Collegeville area, and that provides great employment as well. So this is the 422 artery, which is your main artery that takes you in and around, and it's a great place to be. Check out Phoenixville, folks, the famous 19460 zip code. Last but not the least, I'd like to talk about Malvern, my sixth wonderful suburb of the Philadelphia area, which is one of the best places to live. This is where you would call home. It is a great mix of urban, convenience and the suburban relaxed atmosphere. Malvern is home to Great Valley School District. It is one of the popular school districts and ranks in the top 25 in the state. It has a great downtown area. It's a small area, Malvern, not many homes. There are very few single family home communities in Malvern. So one of the things I notice is there's many who live in the townhomes in the Malvern area and don't want to leave the school district and are looking for a single family, but are having a real hard time finding something with some land and a bigger home. Malvern has a lot of history. Also, the nearby Valley Forge Park is access to tremendous American history. It was the battlefield of Paoli, and it was George Washington's headquarters over there during the Revolutionary War. Malvern is a suburb that's closest to the mainline suburbs of Philadelphia, so it is the best commute into Philadelphia as well. The train line, has express trains, and there's some that just stop at Paoli, so they have easy access to a lot more trains than the ones that are further west of here. This is the famous 19355 zip code. One of my favorite places to visit in Malvern is the People's Light Theatre. It is a fabulous mission-based organization that supports all things art related. I have never seen a play there that I haven't liked. It's a really small sort of experimental kind of theater, and they do some amazing stage settings and acting and directing, and it is just the caliber of plays that we see here is just super and phenomenal. The whole atmosphere is very cozy and welcoming, and it is it's wonderful to support a local organization like this, and we're very lucky to have it in our backyard. I have an entire video of things to do in the Malvern area and what I liked about it. Search for it in my channel below and you'll be able to find it. So hope you enjoyed these 6 towns in the Philly suburbs, the best places to live in my opinion. If I missed any of the towns, if you have some other favorites, share them with me. I'll talk about all things real estate. If you'd like to hear about some real estate topic or a local area topic, let me know and I'm happy to do the next video for you. Meanwhile, check out this playlist of all the wonderful homes you can tour in the Philly suburbs area. You're going to enjoy this ride. And until next time, see you at the next one.